Huzzah! Welcome you to CX RIOT RADIO. Pour yourself a cup of coffee, crack open an energy drink, or cut up some lines of pre-workout. It's cherry limeade flavor. It's good. Don't worry about it. Don't forget to buy David's books. They're on Amazon. If he remembers, there will be a link in the show notes, or whatever it's called.
Gwah! Don't forget to like, review, rate, comment, and share the show, so we can make the show grow. Grah!
I was just getting to that, Zaranthar. Yes, please do what he said. It would mean the world to me. I mean David, if you did, now. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of CX RIOT Radio, where we talk about customer experience and stuff still in a hyper-caffeinated state. I'm your host, David. I am the caffeinated CXO, and today we're going to trudge through the swamp of Glassdoor. Glassdoor, everybody. Remember that? Remember Glassdoor? Do you go on Glassdoor? Do you read the stuff in the community? Do you read employer reviews? It's a fun time. It's a fun time. And yeah, normally when I do these, I go to Reddit. But too many ads on Reddit now, so let's do Glassdoor. And the title of this was, this comment was, "We are clearly in a white-collar recession. This is surely almost indisputable at this point." No. So, yeah. That's fine. So, let's take a look at the comments. From this person, "Job reports are fake AF." That means something that I'm not going to say on this show, because I don't want to have to click that little button down at the bottom that says, hey, there's explicit content. You know what AF stands for. I don't have to tell you. But job reports are fake AF. Reported 240K jobs for last quarter. Such BS. Companies open positions but don't hire for it. Yes, we are in a recession, and people who tell you otherwise are deluded. It's then, don't tell the current administration. It's nothing like 08 and 09. Let's see what those comments are, because there's a thread underneath that. "Talk to me about that one in 6 months. Yep, it's worse. It's worse than 08. I've lived in both times." And then the guy comes back. Well, anyone comparing this to 08-09 wasn't there or wasn't paying attention. In 08-09, we were talking about the collapse of the entire monetary system, and I had friends from Duke that couldn't find a job waiting tables. This ain't just better than 08-09, it's ain't even playing the same game as 08-09. Strategy and one, this dude, the guy who started this thread, "I am not sure you guys were sober in 2008. The unemployment rate went from about where it is today and nearly tripled. Then took 10 years to recover. And a lot of that impact was jobs just going away. Today, I feel there is more comp right-sizing after a period of ridiculous wage inflation versus pure role elimination." And that's where that thread ends. And 08-09, even in like 2010, right? I got a little job as an appointment setter for a CPA, right? And the lead list that I got to, call and set up these appointments, crappy job, by the way. I wouldn't recommend appointment setting to anybody. But every third business that was on that lead list was out of business. And this was in 2010. So 2 years after the banks failed and TARP and all that jazz, right? So, yep, which was about 15 or so years after Glass-Steagall was repealed. So it is what it is. So more stagnation than recession. If this is as bad as the recession will get, then we're very lucky. Incorrect. This is not stagnation. This is trimming muscle at many firms at the very least. Most numbers indicate that it is stagnation. The big names definitely trim fat, though. What numbers, related to white-collar employment specifically, are you referring to? BLS, I'm not sure what that means. Professional services is among the fastest growing areas. And then there's a little laugh react right there, so who knows? Consultants aren't the U.S. economy. McKinsey would disagree with you there. Let's see. Don't forget that Reddit also tells you that low-income men can't get girls and paints this bleak picture, but if you walk into any McDonald's and ask the males working, all that are old enough to have partners, or all who are old enough have partners or are seeing someone. The losers of life go to Reddit and paint the picture that it's society, it's the economy, it's everything but them, and then naive like yourself eat it up. OP, there are pockets where things tight, but overall white-collar jobs seem to be doing fine. Everyone is investing in AI, hence you may feel like they are pulling back in other areas. I think it's because they don't know yet how their investments will impact their workforce. I agree that right-sizing is occurring in several areas. I have been looking for a year now, and salary expectations are much lower in my area of expertise. I think a lot of this is still post-pandemic uneasiness and political uncertainty. I'm hopeful this will settle out soon. I don't blame the current administration. It's on the previous one for sure. Those are the other posts. Those are all the comments there. Well, let's see. No, consultants are the U.S. economy. Notice how I said white collar. Let's see. Also, when companies start cutting back on consulting spend, it's a harbinger of things to come generally. Accounting, engineering, and customer service fields are all tight right now. It's not just consulting. Based on what? Your vibes? Huh. Well, I mean, we do know that, let's scroll up here. We do know that the job report is a little misleading if you just look at the surface of it, right? So the majority of the jobs created were government jobs and part-time jobs, and at least the job report that came out in March, right, or for March, had full-time jobs going down by a lot, and part-time jobs skyrocketing, right? So, and most people in life cannot survive off of part-time work. It's just the nature of the beast. So, what do? What do people do when they have a part-time job? They get another part-time job. And then sometimes even another 3, maybe even 4 jobs at once. And I'm not talking about the overemployed, the people that are working 4 different jobs at the same time, that type of thing. I'm talking about like retail, fast food, restaurants, things like that, where they jump from shift to shift at different locations just to make ends meet, if they can make ends meet doing that. And if full-time jobs are going down, and there's a ghost job market with a bunch of job ads being placed, but, well, no one's hiring, and prices are going up a lot. You can just go to any retail or grocery store to see that, or visit your local gas station. What's going to happen? And is this, whose fault is this? Does it matter whose fault it is? Is it a global thing? Is it the current administration? Is it the last administration? Or is it just a byproduct of the global pandemic? that we saw 4 years ago. It's probably all this and more, right? So a lot of things go into it. There's a lot of variables. And here's the thing, right? In this kind of economic uncertainty, where people are arguing back and forth if it's a recession or a stagnation or everything's just doing fine, don't believe your eyes, believe me. I mean, who are you going to believe? Me or your lying eyes? When it comes to the price increases and the fact that homelessness has skyrocketed, mortgages have skyrocketed, rent has skyrocketed, wages pretty much the same. So, in this period of economic uncertainty, what do we, as customer experience, customer service, customer success people, do? Because if people can't afford to buy our things, then we don't have customers to support. We don't have customers to service. We don't have customers to give an experience to. Well, now is the time to let all that talk, all those white papers, all those little rants we do, right? Now it's time to put that to the test. Do you have empathy for the customer that can't afford your monthly subscription bill? Are you going to let them float it a little bit until times get better? And how much time are you going to float? I don't know. If you're a landlord, are you raising your rent whenever you can? Or are you giving a little bit of a reprieve until the economy gets better? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. All I know is that things right now outside are pretty bad. So, and you can see it in industries too, right? There are some, right, who are posting record profits. And then there's everyone else who are cost cutting all the way down to the bone just to survive, or at least make their shareholders happy. Every day you log on to LinkedIn and there seems to be another company doing massive layoffs with 8%, 10% and higher of their staff, right? You see it right now in the video game industry, hardcore, right? You see it with marketing firms and graphic designers and customer success and everything else. There's massive movement going on, and not all of it can be attributed to the rise of AI. So a lot of it is just cost cutting because these businesses need to survive. And that's what business is, right? Businesses need to survive. They need to feed the people that work there. They need to feed the owners of the business. They need to, they need to feed the shareholders, right? Sometimes companies put the shareholders on a higher pedestal than the stakeholders, and that's an issue. But I get it, right? So, and everything is seemingly falling apart. I mean, private equity bought up a bunch of stores and a bunch of companies, right, and bled them dry. We saw that with Toys R Us. We saw that with Red Lobster. If Flava Flav doesn't save it. And we'll see it in other industries too, unless they, stop. See it in housing. It's everywhere, right? So, it is what it is, but what are we going to do about it? That's the thing. What are we going to do? How are we going to treat our customers? How are we going to attract new customers? That's the question. Right? If all of the streaming services right now are just running ads unless you pay more, right? Where it never used to be that way. You used to stream or get streaming services because you didn't like commercials and you didn't want them. I'm pretty sure cable started off the same way. But people are going to go back to what they did before and hoist the black flag and get their media, their entertainment, their escapism any way they can. So it is what it is. And that's the way it's always been. So what are you going to do to circumvent that? Are you going to keep raising your prices? That seems to have the opposite effect of what you want. So, I don't know, bro. I don't know. We're just in a very uncertain time right now. And that's okay. We've been here before. It seems like every 15 years we're here, which all part of the cycle. It's okay. It's definitely okay. So let's be real. Let's be real right now. Right now, just you and me. There's no background. There's nothing in between us, right? Just look into my eyes. What are we going to do? What are we going to do for our customers? What are we going to do for our employees? Right? Most companies right now cannot give raises. There's a raise freeze at almost every company that I know. Right? There's a sales issue at a lot of the companies I know where people just aren't buying. Right? It's a completely different ballgame. You can add in financing and monthly subscriptions and everything else, but people are tapped out. People are tapped out. So, I don't know. Again, it is what it is. But I think together as a community, we need to come together and figure something out. Figure out what the best practices are. Figure out the best ways of training and learning empathy, and not only for our employees and our customers, but also ourselves. Scary times right now. And it is what it is. So, there we go. So if you want to read some stuff, go on Glassdoor. I guess their community thing is fairly new. To be fair, I don't usually go on Glassdoor, so it might have been there for a while. I don't know, but do what the two people did at the beginning of this episode, and I'll see you guys later.